have learned their lessons, and we are desirous for a return to self-rule, to civil rule, and to our democracy.
Well, you just said it now that the people of River State have definitely learnt their lessons. And some, organizations, some people in River State have been telling the governor that, well, they will be disappointed if the governor should, receive such a reception. Some are saying that why would, for example, the coalition of united political parties have expressed outrage over the return. The governor should not return. Why should he return at this point where it seems to be like he has been embarrassed? Before I take your comment on that statement, where the coalition, some coalition also, and some even some bodies, some NGOs have been saying that this was really, really embarrassing to the governor in terms of structure, state structure, and then in terms of, putting him away for the sole administrator. We'll take a short break. When we return, Chief, we'll go straight into this conversation. If the governor should take this back or, other things should be done in regards to River State. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
We don't just talk the talk. We walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family,
FM,
one radio,
92.7.
Super 92.7.
Everybody
One family.
Every day comes with one generation of challenges.
92.7 Super FM.
Because
Your
only
one
then can
family,
we move on to the
one
next.
radio,
That's why I
Super
never miss my
92.7
breakfast.
FM.
Scratch that.
One family.
Breakfast with the nutrients and energy
One
I
radio.
need to face each day. One challenge at a
92.7
time.
Super FM.
Every
Your one
day is
family,
a good
one
day to
radio,
power on
Super
with a
92.7
big breakfast.
FM.
One family.
At your peak. Reach
One
your
radio.
peak.
92.7 Super FM.
The only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. What about that? Look at you, I wouldn't wink. Viva, feeling it's all it's up for hearing, letting know, baby. Viva,
92.7 Super FM.
That's what I got. Viva.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
One family,
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
one family, one radio,
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super
A
FM.
quality
Your one
cleaning powder
family,
from
one
Aspira.
radio, Super 92.7.
Something big is
One family. One radio.
independence.
92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio, Super
then you qualify to be a part
92.7
of this, right?
One family. One radio.
Nigeria.
92.7 Super FM.
Submit
Your
your
one
essay
family,
with your name,
one radio,
age,
Super
school, state of origin,
92.7
state of
FM.
residence, phone number.
One family.
Lagos.
One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Lagos at
Your one
superfm.info.
family, one radio,
You stand a chance to
Super
win
92.7
lots of prizes.
FM.
Proudly supported.
One family.
One
One radio. 92.7
The
Super
winner will be
FM.
announced on
Your
the
one
1st of
family,
October
one
2025
radio,
as we
Super
celebrate Nigeria's
92.7
independence.
FM.
So what are you waiting for?
One family.
Let the answer right.
One radio.
Entries close on the
92.7
25th of
Super
September
FM.
2025.
Your one family,
Terms and
one
conditions
radio,
apply.
Super 92.7 FM.
One family. One radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio,
Congratulations, Nigeria.
Super
Finally,
92.7
the citizens of
FM.
our country go dey
One family. One radio.
Come
92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio,
charge
Super
controllers,
92.7
LPG, street lights,
FM.
general street light
One family. One radio.
from Great Wall for
92.7 Super
You
FM.
go to sell
Your
as a
one
dealer.
family,
Make profits in
one
your phone, no
radio,
matter the quantity.
Super
Contact Great Wall today.
92.7
Then they sell,
FM.
then they stop.
One family.
After sales service, Great Wall Solar.
One radio.
Please, every street, show
92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio.
And
Super
other major cities across the
92.7
different parts of Nigeria.
FM.
One family, one radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio.
Visit
Super 92.7
www.redwallsolar.com.
FM.
One family, one radio.
Welcome back.
92.7 Super FM.
92.7
Your one family, one radio.
Welcome back.
One family.
Right, yeah. We're talking with
One
Ette.
radio.
Well, right here in River State, talking about the return of Fubara. Counting down to the return of Siminalayi Fubara right there in River State. Well, Governor Sim returns after 6 months of political rule. This will be a test of political survival, relevance, and reconciliation. As the Vice Admiral Ette, retired, prepares a handover note, and the House of Assembly is set to resume. Well, the government structure is also set for a dramatic shift. But before we went on that short break, we were talking about the return of Fubara, where some group have been advising the governor not to return. That this has been embarrassing. There's been express outrage right there in River State by some group saying that this has really been a disappointing one for Rivers and even for the exchange governor. Well, we still have Chief Honorable Ogbona Nwuke, APC chieftain in River State, and also a former APC spokesperson in Rivers. Chief Honorable, well, before we went on that short commercials, we were making points in regards to the return of a River State governor. And I told you, I said some group, for example, the CUPP have been advising the governor not to return. That was really an embarrassing show of power. What's your take on this?
I think that the CUPP is entitled to his opinion.
Apart from the CUPP, what about the people? Are people not feel like, well, one man who they believe in, one man who they seems to be like have been doing things for them, like you said, the salaries have been delayed and not paid promptly. Well, there seems I remember he increased their allowances and other payments and all. So now these things have been withheld, some have been delayed, and people are beginning to murmur around that it was really shocked. I was really embarrassed. It talks about structure. Somebody say, structures was he didn't continue the structure. One structure of River, so many structures they talked about in River State, and now the people are saying, well, it's going to be embarrassing if after you did all of that to the governor and then you want him back. Your take?
I think that clearly, if there was any system that was embarrassed, it was our democratic arrangement as a country. But nonetheless, the point must be made that it would even have been worse, for Rivers people, if Fubara did not step up. I think it was not properly understood. There were rumors here and there, unnecessary face-off between those who thought there was a fight for the liberation of the soul of River State and those who thought it was needful to sustain the tight hold of a supposed godfather. This is why I said that from the outset, that as Rivers people think that we have learned our lessons, and focus is on return of all democratic institutions. Section 305 never invested a situation where a governor will be ousted from his position, even in the face of a state of emergency. And it was nowhere, if I understand the Constitution, nowhere where there was any provision for a sole administrator of this kind. But whatever it is, I think that we have a few more days return of self-rule, and that's the way I see it, because that's what democracy should be. We cannot be the only state in the federation that's governed by non-elected officials. And so this is the point. I don't want to do quite a lot of Nigerians know that perhaps there wasn't even any situation at that time on March 18 warranting the declaration of a state of emergency. But that's what we have. Some have described it as an attempt at state capture. Some have described it as an attempt by maybe Abuja to strengthen his allies in Rivers. But going forward, I think that we have a peace deal, an understanding from peacemaking. We're going towards peace building, and I think that's what we need to sustain.
But how about the people of Rivers? You are in Rivers State, and some people are saying that, well, the way an elected governor was being treated or is being treated, it's really, really unfair, and that it has broken a democracy in Rivers State. Do you want to also make reference to that? Because we understand that, yes, the APC has come out to say that they will work together with SIM, and then we know that there were talks about agreement of a one-term reign and all, so accepting a one-term reign as a governor, instead of leveraging on political clout to maybe secure a second term. So all of these conversations.
I think that when the time comes, the Rivers people will make that decision of who should be in office and who should not. Let's be clear. Our constitution provides for a two-term term of 8 years.
Yes.
But the issue before us right now is not who stays in power beyond 2027. The issue before us is what to do to restore the trajectory upon which Rivers have traveled in the last few years. Okay, and this is what is critical here for most Rivers people. We want a governor who understands us, whose delivery of projects and infrastructure were top notch. A man who was working, who was focused. Now, this is the point. And this is what many Rivers people remember Fubara for. And this is what many people in Rivers are hoping Fubara will return to do. So for those who say perhaps he was embarrassed, he was not embarrassed. I think the system embarrassed itself. Okay? We have a country where in the Northeast there have been so many lives lost, a lot of killings, a lot of instability, a lot of insecurity. Nothing has happened. Nobody has declared anything there. We have the Southeast, where, of course, separatist movements have made life hell for quite a lot of people, and nobody declared anything. But perhaps this is why I say that Rivers people looking around us.
So this is to agree. This is to agree that the state of emergency that was declared in Rivers State was politically motivated.
Of course, quite a lot of people in Nigeria have spoken. There is. It's a sad commentary, but quite a lot of Nigerians have acknowledged openly that what happened in Rivers was more political than something based on security threats. And now the thing is, frankly, there's this narrative that I think should be corrected. If you look at the last elections, the local government elections, which brought in local government structures.
Yes, we're still going to that.
People.
Go ahead. We're still going to the works of Ibas.
You'll be surprised that quite a lot of Rivers people did not turn out in the open to vote. That, if we had been analytical, should send the right signal. It means that if you comparatively looked at the election that was conducted without the security presence, which the Supreme Court demolished, and if you're looking at this one that are taking place, you know who the people were supporting.
But Wike has denied that it's not true. There were no voters apathy in Rivers State during the last local government elections.
Again, I think that of course, you can conduct a voice pop in Rivers, and you'll find opinions. They may be varied, but honestly speaking, we're all not blind men. The turnout was unimpressive. But that's the point I'm also making, that perhaps if we were to look at it clearly, it's a reflection of the sentiments that are flowing here, of the support base of the governor, and those who are talking about structures. Of course, structures can be built. Nobody is opposed to erection of structures, but those structures should have human faces anyway, and they should relate properly to the desires of the people. So, for us, there have always been structures. There always will be structures, but what matters is thinking of the people. And then the tendency here suggests, quite frankly, that perhaps we rebuilding our state is much more in focus at this time than all these comments that are largely political.
All right, thank you very much for that. Let's move ahead. Yeah, some comments are coming that if Fubara walks back into the state system, governance system, without reform, then definitely democracy has just got dressed for a funeral. Do you agree with that?
Hmm?
Did you get that question?
No, I didn't get it.
I was said that if Fubara walks back in as the governor of the state, being restated back as the governor of River State, and without any reform, then democracy has just got dressed for a funeral right there in River State.
No, well, frankly, there's got to be new thinking on how to navigate
because
the way forward.
If we have to open it out, the governor coming back, and then it seems to be like he might not have a say, or doesn't have a say with the local government election being done behind him, with some structures already being put in place without him taking control. Don't you think that democracy is really dressed for a funeral right there in Rivers?
I think that is a resolve and a determination on the part of the governor and quite a lot of mainstream Rivers people to pick up the pieces. I said that maybe if we were to look at the Constitution, you will find that perhaps power of oversight is given to the legislature by the Constitution. And directly, the governor of a state cannot, stray into control of local government matters without the support of the State Assembly. And so, if you are looking at that, and in a country where increasingly we are talking about the autonomy of local governments, I don't think that anything has happened to the second tier of administration, which indeed is the responsibility of the governor, the governing state. Okay? I think quite a lot of us are being alarmist at this point in time. Practical realities will face us a few days from now, and how we'll march forward. But the thinking, for me, is that insofar as the people of Rivers State are concerned, the governor has constitutional roles to play, and nobody can sweep that under the carpet. And I don't imagine at this point in time, regardless of the fact that perhaps for those who are focusing on what has happened at the third tier level, that anything has happened to impair the responsibility of the governor when it comes to managing a state at a second tier level. Yes, being politicians, we are used to looking at what we perceive as structures. But what exists as structures today may not exist tomorrow.
So you are a politician too. Please take us about those structures that were being talked about. Can you hear me? I said you are also a politician. Take us through the structures that Wike was emphasizing at the beginning of this emergency rule. And now, what has changed about the structure?
Look, I can just say to you that being politicians will understand all of these shenanigans. But the point would be, for me, I'm a Rivers person, first before being a politician. Okay. And I'm thinking that this country and these people who must help us rebrand Rivers politics and rebuild Rivers politics. And so we shouldn't bother so much. And like I said, those who are part of structures are not robots. They think. They are humans. All right? And this is what makes politics an interesting game. Now, you think perhaps that you have people marching forward with you, but when you look behind, you probably find that you're just losing quite a lot of followers and probably working on your own part. I'm just giving you one example of what has happened. It doesn't matter what anybody says about whether the local government election. Yes, of course, voter party is not something new, something that's restricted to Rivers State. But honestly speaking, for those of us who are here, we knew that quite a lot of people prefer to stay at home, and that act of civil disobedience, if you like, is evidence of how and where Rivers people stand when it comes to issues of their politics. Okay, and going forward, we just hope all of us can work together. We are the same people. We've always been the same people. Work together during the last election that produced the governor. We are looking forward to reenacting that mainstream relationships that have helped our state develop, and we will get there. So let's not pay too much heed to arguments of structure or no structure. At this point in time, I think what's critical for Rivers is to provide or present rather a common front, and that's where we're going.
Well, if you agree with me, for a development,
our son, engage our son, and I think that should be understood. And that's why I'm saying that as Rivers people, we've learned our lessons.
All right, you said you made mention that let's not argue about Rivers structure or no structure, but for a development to happen in a state, there needs to be a structure of policies, structures of governance, structures of things that need to be put in place for the state to grow. But then let's hold it there. Let's go to the phone lines. Yes, you can be part of the program this right here on Spotlight on Super FM 92.7. Yes, call us on 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. And don't forget, we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Super FM Lagos. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at Super FM Lagos. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes,
Mr. Michael Ian.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
God bless you. My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Admiral in Ikoton.
Okay, Peter Usifo from Ikoton. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you very much. Actually, the coming back of Siminalayi Fubara, the suspended governor of Rivers, they come 18th of this month, 18th of September 2025. It's another way in the Nigerian political history, the Rivers State in particular. Well, the takeaways from this suspension are this. One, I can see that 6 months before that suspension, and then 6 months after the suspension, I think we have relative peace 6 months after suspension compared to 6 months before the suspension, especially the last 3 months before the suspension. So that is for that. Then we can also say that it was Wike that was actually voted for in 2023 elections. It's Fubara that is just the program. So it is clear from what has happened so far. So my advice to Fubara is this. One, you will either resign honorably, and make history as one of the governors in Nigeria, the first governor in Nigeria that resigned on principle. That is, if he thinks that he cannot, follow what is laid down for him. Is that because of that embarrassment, he should be able to resign honorably. But if he does not resign, no problem. He can at least lay down one legacy project, one legacy thing that will be remembered for life in River State. For instance, he can even probably increase the minimum wage of Rivera.
03 0802 978 8003. Okay, let's get back to our guest, our Chief Honorable Ogbonna Nwuke, who is a chieftain right there in River State, an APC chieftain right there in River State.
The fact that I'm not
okay, you're no longer
presently.
Okay,
I'm not presently an APC member. I'm not.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for the correction there. Okay, let's. So, what party are you now? You've left the APC. Are you the ADC or the Labour Party?
And I left the PDP for the APC, and after years of being an APC member, I returned to the PDP. Right now, I am a PDP member.
All right, you are now a PDP chief. Okay, thank you very much for that correction there. The PDP member in the in River State. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello, Michael. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ben from Ibas.
Ben from Ibas. Please make your comment.
Michael, you know who I'm blaming for all this nonsense that is happening?
Who are you blaming?
It is the judiciary, the Supreme, the CJN. So the 7 PDP governors took this matter to Supreme Court. What is she waiting for? This is aberration now. Why? What is she waiting for? Why is the woman behaving like this? We are clamoring for women inclusiveness in governance. Look at what happened now. Since 6 months, Supreme Court don't know what to do. They sack a duly elected local government chairman, and now the sole administrator that is illegal, that doesn't have any right to conduct the election, have conducted the election now, and the Supreme Court have judged that you cannot remit money to unelected officials. But they were remitting money to sole administrators in River State. What type of nonsense are we seeing in this country? The government have just suspended the Nigerian constitution, and they are just doing anything they like to do, just like everybody watching them. They are doing all this thing. He's saying that why should the Fubara resign? Even if he will resign, he will take over first. Then he will hand over to the deputy. If you want to resign, look at what this man has done. There is nothing this man has done in the River State. They were just sharing money. This is total nonsense. Supreme Court is supposed to sack this man.
When you say he was sharing money, were you there when he was sharing the money? Let's just get the facts straight.
The House of Assembly that remains, do you know how much they are giving in the budget, 2025 budget? What has he done with it? They are not paying workers on all the projects Fubara was handling now. No one you can say that is going on now. The House of Assembly that they say that 80% has been done. The remaining 20%, what happened now? Nothing. Since 6 months. And this man is collecting money every day for everything.
Right, thank you very much for your comment right there. Okay, that's calling for the Supreme Court to get rid of the sole administrator right there in River State. Well, the conversations are still ahead. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program. Spotlight on Super FM.
This is Usman from Abalinde.
Okay, Usman from Abalinde. Welcome. Please go ahead. Make your comment.
So, your first caller, I don't know what that guy is talking like. Sometimes it's not like somebody.
Sorry, please. We won't take that right here on Super FM. Everyone has a right to their opinion.
I know.
Usman.
After you said that they really vote for Fubara, they vote for Wike. Is it Wike is bad paper? Yeah? Wike has been in 8 years. So why do you say they vote for Wike instead of Fubara? I don't understand. Okay, tell me what the Fubara suit that say it resign. Does that work? Wike
What's your own personal comment to this? Your own personal review, your own personal take. Let's leave some other person's comment. Your own personal comment. Okay. Well, please call us back. Call us back when you do have a comment. I know you were trying to get at the first, but please, we understand how sometimes we are being emotional about things, the polity right here in Nigeria. Let's be constructive. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Ibas.
What's your name?
I'm Mr. Amos.
All right, Amos from Ibas. Please go ahead with your comment.
Yeah. Please, the issue in Rivers, Fubara does not have any issue. Those people, they were using that thing to play politics. So now, as they call the name.
Wait, you said Fubara does not have any issues?
Yeah.
So all those things that played down, the state of emergency and all, were no issues? The drama that played down in River State were no issues?
They were using that as a yardstick to deal with him.
That's an issue now. That's not an issue.
Yeah, it's part of the issue, but the guy, the issue was not from the guy direct. They were using it as a yardstick to deal with him. The minister believed that he has power, so he would deal with the young man. In Nigeria, the way they play politics, my brother, it's so messy.
Okay.
So I like that you people bring this issue on table. If he's wise enough, let him resign and get out there. Thank you so much.
Before you go, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me ask you, if you were Fubara, honest question, will you resign?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you very much for your sincere answer there. That's if you've been sincere about that answer. Okay, and let me come to our guest, PDP chieftain right there in Rivers. Honorable, you had Nigerians, Lagosians, calling for Mr. Sim to just honorably resign. That's if someone who has a pedigree and someone who the people of Rivers State have seen him like, oh, a wonderful man. Name them. Do you think Mr. Sim should return and resign? Or shouldn't?
The point I'd like to make here, let me refer to a song growing up that I love so much by Millie Jackson, making good use of a bad situation. It means that even when you have a bad situation, you can walk your way back. Those who have had falls along the path have had to rise up again. And I think that's how I look at what's about to happen in Rivers. Fubara has a chance to come back and to conclude those good works that he started, to fulfill those promises he made to the people. And also to understand the depth of politics. Yes, for some people, it's a setback, it's all trash, what's he coming back to do? Yes, a man who is a victim of some conspiracy, of course, should know going forward how to move forward, how to balance himself, and how, of course, understand. So, to throw in the towel. In politics, a day. It is very significant in politics. Things change. Okay? Those are notions, perceptions that we are not tenable, that we are not completely understood.
All right, Chief, let me hold you there. Okay, Chief, let me hold you there. Let's quickly take a short commercial.
Talk the talk. We walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM.
Super FM 92.7.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. I know the waste time to wash. I thought my clothes have the best, so why go less? You can't wash a lot with a little Viva. Use Viva. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Use Viva.
Viva Detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
On the Pages, we let you in on stories making the front pages of our national dailies. Join us on the Pages now every weekday from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as we intimate you with all the happenings that made top news. Information is power. Be in the know with the Pages. Only on Super 92.7 FM.
One family, one radio. 92.7 Super FM.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
92.7 Super FM.
Welcome back. Yes, the conversation still right. Yeah, talking about the return, successes, failures of sole administrator, and the countdown to September 18. That's the return of Siminalayi Fubara. Well, the Governor Sim returns after 6 months of political rule, which will be a test of political survival, political relevance, and political reconciliation, as Vice Admiral Ette prepares a handover note, and House of Assembly is also set to resume. The government structure is set for a dramatic shift. There are so many questions surrounding governance in River State, the shifting alliances, and the balance of power right there in Rivers. We've been joined by PDP chieftain right there in River State, Chief Honorable Opunabo Inko-Tariah. Okay, Chief, thank you very much for still staying with us right there. Let's still go into the conversation. Before we went on that break, we were talking about if Sim should resign. With the way things are, a lot of Nigerians are talking that, there are principles that probably the governor had created before the state of emergency came up, and there are things that the policies that the governor had created, had put in place, but now everything seems to be shattered, and it seems to be like, one man is dictating the tune. It seems to seem like one man who pays, like they say, he who pays the pipers dictate the tune. He brought him in, and then he is maybe dictating the tune. Will you want to agree that's the game that is being played in Rivers, or it's just comment from the people? He who pays the pipers dictate the tune.
A very strong comment, particularly if you're coming from a media background like you are coming. Actually, even before getting involved in politics, I practice journalism and I still do. Now, the point is, frankly, I think we should not be looking at this. I'm a Rivers person, and we're surrounded by water, and so we understand how the currents run, how we swim, across tide, and so our environment has toughened us. There used to be a time when the comment was our peculiar terrain. Now, somehow, somewhere, we're beginning to conquer that terrain. We're beginning to, I think, Ibas,